This episode of FilmRiot is brought to you by Domain.com. Welcome to FilmRiot Mondays. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to answer your questions.
That is not different.
It's a little different.
It's the exact same.
It's kind of different because I set it up front.
Nope. You also do that. Tips for being DP and director at the same time. I would say it's just planning, making sure you have that solid plan of what you're gonna do and then execute on that plan. Of course, leaving room to move things around as you go. One thing that I would do was I would pre-light everything. So I would use stand-ins before the actors ever got there and light everything exactly how I wanted it to. So when the actors got there, I could really just put on my directing hat and just work with them and then tweak the lighting a little bit to them because light is gonna be different on each individual person. But I would pre-light as much as possible and that helped a lot. But then there's times like proximity when there's no time for anything, nothing is pre-planned whatsoever and you just go. And that's a time where you just get a team together that really trusts each other so you can move like that. It was also pretty much all available light would just bounce. So that helped too. Will there be a Christmas special this year? Unfortunately, no. We wanted to, but things got too busy with some stuff that we're prepping for next year. And like last year, got to the point to where it was a decision between spend time with my family this year for Christmas or do a Christmas special. Because the last Christmas special we did, I was just non-existent for like the entire Christmas season. I was just hunkered down in my office, editing away and doing VFX. So I decided, yeah, no, family wins over work. And that's just a thing that I've been trying to find that balance, which we've talked about before, which is really difficult to find. But I find more and more that I'm just like, life is passing me by. I'm just working through it all. So I'm trying to balance out with, you know, more like this, family trumping work a little bit. Have you ever felt down? I mean, without motivation to move on in your filmmaking career? Of course, we all get discouraged and feel down or hate ourselves, which is kind of a normal thing in creative work where you just hate everything you do and you think you're the worst ever. Pretty much every time I have a project and I finish it, I'm like, this is the worst ever. Nobody's gonna love me or it ever and I'm gonna fail miserably. Or you have a project and you try to set it up and it crumbles around you. I mean, that, and then you just wanna crawl into a corner and die. But it's not about what you feel like. It's about what you do. We all have those doubts and, you know, discouragement and what's not. I mean, I have friends making multi-million-dollar films who say the same thing. You know, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm in over my head, but it's not about what you feel like. That doesn't matter. What matters is what you do. And if what you do is just get a bigger sledgehammer and keep moving forward with your passion and towards your goal, then you're solid. What should I do with my reel? You should definitely send it around to as many people as you possibly can through Twitter, Facebook, whatever medium you can, and upload to YouTube, Vimeo. You never know who's gonna see it, but before you do that, the first thing that I would do is show it to all your family and friends and then show it to another level of people, making sure that your reel is the best it can possibly be. Ask them what shots they liked, what shots they didn't. One thing that I see a lot of people do is they'll go with quantity over quality. So they'll try to hit like a 1 to 2 minute reel and just fill it with stuff that's not their best work to try to make it longer, to make it look like they've done more stuff, where really it doesn't matter how long it is, just make sure it's packed full of quality, just the best stuff you've ever done. So a 30-second reel of awesome stuff is way better than a 2-minute reel of some awesome stuff and some not so awesome stuff. Make sure there is no shots that are out of focus and none that are overexposed. Those are the two big ones that'll get people to immediately ignore your reel. So first things first, make sure it is the absolute best it could possibly be before you go sending it around, because sometimes we only get one shot at these sorts of things. What picture style do you use when shooting with a DSLR? Cinestyle. That was an extensive answer.
That's it. I don't know what else to say about that.
All right.
Cinestyle.
Let's move on, huh?
I really need a monitor. Any recommendations? It depends if you mean a computer monitor or a field monitor. For a field monitor, I would go with small HD. Anything from those guys is just glorious. For a computer monitor, Stark just got that ultra wide.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
It's like a freaking movie screen.
It is. We'll put a link to that in the notes. Last question, why is Triune Films named Triune Films? Triune means 3 in 1, and ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to do films, music, and publishing, like comic books, graphic novels, things like that. Music is a massive passion of mine. Film trumps all else, obviously, but the goal is to ultimately Triune be doing all of those things. But that was the idea behind the name. If you want a website, which most of us do, you need a domain and hosting services. And domain.com has hosting services that are reliable and affordable. They got what?
Have you been drinking, sir?
This is so... They got the domain discovery system to help you pick the right name for you. And when you use the coupon code, stop it. When you use the coupon code FilmRiot at checkout, you get 15% off your domain name and web hosting. When you think domain names, think domain.com. Stop it!
Logo.
So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. This one is an entire Vimeo page, which is called Every Frame a Painting, which is a video series this fellow named Tony does where he analyzes different things in film. I don't agree with all the stuff he talks about. Obviously, these are all subjective things when you're analyzing different aspects of film, but it's still very interesting to see him break it out, and he does it in a very, very smart and entertaining way. So check it out right here. Absolutely worth a watch. But until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.